Rohan, part of the job done, top 6, and we're top 5 actually.
Well, is that how it's finished, 5th? Yeah, it's obviously that's the goal everyone sets out for at the start of pre-season training is to, as a minimum, to be in the playoffs. I mean, some clubs are probably chasing more than that, but to be there is a good result. It's been a tough year for players and staff alike. There's been a few bumps in the road, but I think the work that started last November is all the way through is all accumulated to get us to this point.
Will your video review start at maybe 73 minutes or something? it was all good from there, wasn't it?
Well, it's a good question, really. I thought there was, again, I said it a few weeks ago. I forget which game it was, but there's a lot of parts of our sport that are about being brave, being tough, hanging in there, pushing through adversity and fatigue, and being, tackling well, putting your body in front. And for most of the game, we did that stuff really well. We just, lacked any fluency again, and didn't respect the ball today, I didn't think. But I thought our energy was pretty decent on the back of a short turnaround and a travel. I think that's the point. Everyone's playing short turnarounds, but the after a travel as well is somewhat more difficult. I thought it was a good battle, and probably great for the neutral fan and anyone sitting at home watching that on TV. That's how a regular season should finish.
Yeah, in terms of character, it's an overused word sometimes, but to deliver those moments right at the back end of the game where perhaps fatigue was setting in, is that something that you can be really proud of, you think?
Yeah, it was probably skill in the end that got us a couple of tries, but the character held us in there, and it certainly wasn't going to be character that let us down if we didn't find the tries today. It was going to be our skill and our execution, decision making today that still let us down, but we found a couple of moments, and that was enough. We knew it was going to be a scrap today. I didn't anticipate it to be like that, but I knew it was going to be a tough, hard game.
How's Ash Hanley? I know it's early stages, but
he's got a decent ankle injury. Yeah,
not great.
No, I'd say he won't be playing next week.
Yeah. Again, you've talked about travel. I mean, I think that's your next. Somebody's going to be booking flights for you, I think.
Yeah, that'll be our 4th trip to south of France in the space of 7 or 8 weeks or something, I think. So it's interesting. It was interesting scheduling for the regular season. You would say that the 3 fixtures in France all fell in the middle of summer, as opposed to any of them being at the start of the season in winter. But we've actually embraced the heat each time. We've enjoyed our heat training here, both in the sun and in our facility as well, that we've made hot. So we'll look forward to that.
So there'll be no surprises for you then.
No, I'm not. I'd imagine it's still going to be warm at whatever time kickoff is Friday evening.
Was there ever a moment, Ron, where you thought it had gone?
No, I was and that's honest. I was very frustrated, obviously, which I don't generally get frustrated. I'm always usually trying to find the answer or a bit of wisdom that I might be able to somehow send to the bench to help somebody. But I didn't really have any today other than the obvious, which was to try and finish a couple of sets with some composure. I felt our energy was good, as I said. We scrambled enough in our D at times to keep them out. And any time you can only concede 1 try, you've had a pretty good defensive performance. I said after the penalty goal, I actually said to our analyst sitting next to us, I said I think we'll still score 2 tries. Because I thought our energy was good, and we took just a little boost out of only needing 1 score to, a draw would have been fine today too.
Did you send a message on to kick the goal?
I did about 28 times, and they were still not. Every other time we've been in front of the post since I've been here, I reckon everyone's looked to the bench to ask what was going on, and nobody did today, I don't think. And the message was clearly to kick the goal. We were struggling to get 1 score, so to take an easy one made sense to me.
Just a word on Mikhailevsky. I think he's played every game this season and he's still found enough energy, didn't he, at the end to focus on through the line, get that third away. How instrumental has he been since you've come?
Mikolai's been a good player for a lot longer than I've known him, but he's continued to grow through all of the different combinations that we've had from week to week. We've had no fluency of selection for whatever reason except him. He's been in number 8, or the spot there, number 8 on the list every week, and you can see him growing as a kid. He's a fun kid, but he's also got real genuine leadership in him, and he was disappointed with a few of his plays in that first period, but he knew he'd go back and sort it out as best way he could, and he carried the ball strongly in that second half in his second shift.
Does it say a lot about his professionalism and his fitness as well to play that many?
He's an outstanding professional. He listens to other guys that are experienced at taking care of their body, and he's taken it to another level himself. He's obviously got that youthful side of him still, but he doesn't rely on that. He's a real pro. Good learner, good listener, good leader, and a real warrior when he needs to be.
How are you viewing the game next week against Catalan? Obviously they rested a fair few last night.
Yeah. In the end, no matter how many games you've played all year, it's just about getting out there and giving it your best. They're a top 4 team, have been for a long time, and they know how to play these games. And it's a bit of a new experience for this group. We've got a level of experience among our players, but not together in these big games. So it's going to be a new experience for us.
Rowan, is Brett Dwyer all right?
I'm not sure. He banged knees pretty hard with someone, and that initially can feel really, really bad. And he was struggling to get going. He wanted to keep trying to get through it, but at that period of the game where we needed something to happen, sometimes you can let players take time to get their injury sorted and run through it, but we didn't have time at that point. We needed to try and make a difference then, so I just made the change. I don't think it's anything serious.
You mentioned a few weeks back that you felt your attack had lacked a little bit of fluency for a couple of weeks, and you said something similar today. Is that is it a concern, or is the fact that you're finding a way to win sort of overriding that?
Yeah. Every time, we've had a couple of settled teams-ish a few times, and then something happens, and then you have 3 short turnarounds in a row, so you don't do much practice, and we've done very little teamwork, but the focus has been on restoring energy, being as fresh and clear in our heads and body as we could, and I think we've done a really good job at that over a long period of time now. We've been playing essentially sudden death games as they've turned out. On reflection, if we dropped any of them, we would have been in strife. So we've done a really good job at mentally being fresh enough to stay in the games and physically, but our cohesion has fallen to bits. So we're going to have to rely on rolling up the sleeves and grinding away next week. It's not going to get pretty in 6 days' time.
Thank you.
How did Blake Austin come through the game? Because obviously I know he missed last week with a bit of an injury. Is he all right?
I think he came through fine. He looked like he was, and I thought Osto was really trying to lead the way in that first half about being direct and not fluffing around with the ball or trying to move it or trying to squeeze it out. He was running hard, and I thought he did a pretty good job at trying to get us back onto the right path. And as far as I know, he's come through fine.
Unlikely that Foster 2 will be back for Friday?
Yeah, unlikely.